But his path to a fourth world title may be more straightforward than he thought, with rival Sebastian Vettel facing a possible penalty for the next race in Japan after colliding with Williams' Lance Stroll when the race had ended. Hamilton stretched his lead over the Ferrari driver to 34 points but lost out to Red Bull's 20-year-old Dutch driver Max Verstappen. "There is a fair amount of work still to do, but there's nothing we can do," said Hamilton. "It's the way the car is. Globally, we do not have the best car, and we've done an exceptional job with what we have. There are some real big problems that I can't really explain to you." Talking about his post-race discussions with teammate Valtteri Bottas and Mercedes head of motorsport Toto Wolff, Hamilton said it was good to be able to address the issues head-on. Lewis Hamilton finished behind Red Bull's Max Verstappen in the Malaysian Grand Prix. "There is a fair amount of work still to do." Lewis Hamilton: "I feel positive. The debrief was one of the best debriefs we have had. Period," he said. "It's often the case that when you have a win there is not a lot to say and everyone is riding on positives. When you have a difficult day, when the saint really hits the fan, that is when there are more questions and you go into more detail. There is stuff you don't even know about that has been happening through the weekend that is not acceptable for this great team, and we all know that and need to work on those areas." Wolff also sounded far from celebratory. "I'm just very down, I must say," he said. "We have lost so much pace this weekend. How can a car that is so fast on many circuits lose so much with a tire that is overheating?" Get tired. Bull's Max Verstappen stormed to victory in the Malaysian Grand Prix. "Probably if you look at the real pace today it would have been P5 fifth. And that is worrisome. Now let's see what happens in Suzuka. We have a couple of days to try and understand." The Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka follows on immediately from Malaysia, with 4 races remaining after that. But Vettel, who finished 4th here after starting last because of a penalty for changing his engine, risks further punishment following a bizarre incident after the checkered flag. He was involved in a collision with Stroll on the slowdown lap which saw his Ferrari left with 3 wheels, his 4th ending up on top of the car. Sunday, October 1, 2017. Express Sport brings you the remaining races in the F1 calendar. He then removed his steering wheel, which is against FIA regulations, and had to hitch a lift back to the pit lane on Pascal where Lines Sauber. "Stroll just drove into me. I mean, seriously," said Vettel. "The impact smashed the rear left of the Ferrari with potential damage to the gearbox, which would incur a 5-place penalty if it needs to be replaced for Japan next weekend. I hope not because, as I said, it was completely unnecessary. It's not my fault if somebody decides to pick up rubber and crashes into me." Stroll added, "It was just a very strange incident. Obviously the race wasn't going on, so it wasn't intentional for either of us." Race stewards later ruled no driver was wholly or predominantly to blame for the incident and took no action. After the other Ferrari of Kimi Räikkönen, who had qualified second, could not even make the start as a battery issue meant he was left in the garage. Team principal Maurizio Arrivabene claimed it was a reality check. He said, "It all added up to our hardest race of the year, as we had to confront problems that we will now analyze in depth.